Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week in Nintendo. I am joined with Derek Bittner. Hi, Derek.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. It's been a fairly quiet week. We'll talk about, I guess, the biggest announcement as part of the main topic shortly, because it kind of relates. It's been a pretty quiet going week for me. I've been chipping away at a video. I've had two projects I've worked in. Video games. One of them's got a demo that just came out, being Bubsy 4D. Wasn't greatly involved in that, but I am in the credits. And another one I voiced in got a trailer recently. I don't know if I can confirm if I did it yet, though. But it's out there somewhere, so you can guess what game it is.
See, I'm just assuming that Fabraz is going to cash you as all his main villains from now on.
I hope so. I hope you just can't get rid of me from now on. I'm happy to just tag along on whatever project.
How many different ways can we have John do his voice so we can make him the final boss of my game?
Yeah, that's the dream. No, it's so awesome working with those guys, though. I've worked with a few indies at this point, and they are one of my favorites because they invite you into their development Discord, and so you see what they do day to day, and they're crazy fast because they were juggling Bubsy and Demon Tides at the same time. And you just got to see them hanging out in their development calls. You got to see their bug squishing process. It's wild how just active they are.
Yeah, you would never expect it. Like, to simultaneously develop Bubsy 4D and Demon Tides at the same time is insane.
It is.
For an indie studio, like that's so much.
They clearly share a lot of code between them. Like there's this DNA connecting them, but. Yeah, in juggling that while also making like an open world platformer, which took a few years. It's wild that they did that. They were awesome. So give Bubsy 4D a go. It's on Switch 2. There's a native Switch 2 version. Has mouse controls as well for the camera.
It's crazy. I saw that the other day.
Yeah. So one of the bug testers, quality assurance people on Demon Tides, they're really good at speedrunning Nitro. And they use mouse and keyboard because in Demon Tides, you sometimes have to very quickly turn the camera around if you're pulling off some maneuvers. And a controller can't really do it because the camera's a bit too smooth, a bit too slow with the controller. So their runs have them just shaking the camera around like crazy. And I don't want to platform with a mouse and keyboard, but platforming with a Joy-Con, it's actually okay. Obviously, there's a bit of discomfort to holding a mouse Joy-Con the entire time, but having the left analog stick in your hand feels pretty good. It's better than WASD.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of, I guess, evolution of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got that nunchuck in your hand, and now you're free to move the camera however you want. Just potentially even smoother based on that. So I can see it.
Yeah, I do want to see a lot more mouse games because it always feels like we're lacking.
Yeah.
We haven't explored any PC ports, really. We had 2 Point Museum, which didn't support the mouse for some reason.
I don't understand that. Some of these just make the most sense to support the mouse, and then they don't.
Yeah. We had Plants vs. Zombies. We've had a lot of shooters do like Apex and Fortnite. Overwatch doesn't for some reason. I don't know. It's very loose.
Why not? I don't get it, but it's something I haven't explored a lot of, but I also haven't felt the need. The games I've picked up, I haven't felt the need to use the mouse controls.
Yeah, we still need that big mouse showcase game, like a Mario Paint 2, Mario Maker 3, whatever it's going to be. Nintendo must have something.
That's where the mouse is really going to come into play. That's just going to be the ideal way. I guess Pocopia to a degree really uses the mouse control as well.
Yeah, it does. What have you been up to there? What's your week been like?
Oh, my week has been the same as the last few weeks. I announced the book a while ago now, I guess almost a month at this point. And it's essentially done, but also not done. I'm in an editing phase. So all of my main portions are there. It's just going through, looking at the notes, fixing things up, making sure I hammer away on the themes and the what the chapter is all about to get that all set so it can be ready for a second pass, where somebody way it's handled is that a separate editor who's more just about taking a quick look and just reading it casually and has notes from there, and you sort of, get a more typical experience rather than get into the weeds as in the first edit is. So it's more about that, and I'm preparing for that aspect. So, the quicker I can get it done, the quicker they can just continue the production of all the assets and the actual visuals of the book, which allows it to get out earlier. And the goal is to have it ready by end of third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter this year. So it should be a 2026 book.
Yeah, very exciting. Do you have a taste for being an author now? Like, do you want to do more books after this, or is this?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, John, I've wanted to write books since I was in elementary school. I think I distinctly remember in like fifth grade, I wrote like a Goosebumps fan fiction where I just like wrote my own like. I loved what was it? One Day in Horrorland, so I made my own like rip-off version of that. And I enjoy writing. I enjoy the process of writing, and I enjoy the process of reviewing. And it's really funny to just take a look at how this book evolved, because it really just was going to start out as a catalog of Metroidvanias with a blurb about, hey, this thing exists. Here's how it kind of plays, so you can sort of find them. And through working with Lost and Cold, it evolved into, well, let's look at the actual history and how it works as a genre rather than these games exist. Like, how do the games inform the genre? So it sort of flipped its viewpoint there.
It's funny seeing the two times that you've mixed writing and video games together have both been around Metroid. So you've had this book here about Metroidvanias, and then you also had that Metroid movie pitch that you made, which again, it's like a really cool just idea of how a Metroid movie could work. But you wrote like the synopsis of it, which was then fully illustrated as well by Dayumi, who did a great job.
She did amazing.
Yeah.
I there's, you look back, it's been 5 years. You can look at any project you worked on 5 years ago and be like, I can improve that. I could do better than that. There's some issues with that, but I'm still immensely proud of it. I'm still impressed that I wrote it up in like, a week. Like the fact that I came up with the synopsis so quickly. So that was wild. I see Dow Alpha Lion in the chat asking the pre-orders close in a week. Pre-orders, it's the pre-order window is, I think, open until the end of May, I want to say. But even then, pre-orders will still be open. It's just, this is the push. This is us trying to like, hey, this, it's out there. Go pre-order it now. So it's not really done after that period. It's just, not going to be pushed as hard. But yeah. And John, you're part of, you're part of it as well. You got the right about right in it. So I'm sure it's a different experience to contribute rather than write the whole thing. But hopefully you had fun with that.
My time investment was very slim compared to yours. I very much wrote my part, which was easy to write about because it's a topic I'm very familiar with. But I very much just sent it off, edited it a little bit when need be, and that was it. Whereas you've been working very hard for a long time on this. So mine's nothing compared to what you've done.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's funny. Like it's a full book, but it's also not a full book because there's so many images.
Yeah.
In it as well. So it's not even the full idea. It's like I've written a novel or anything like that, but it's still quite a bit. I'd definitely say I'd written over 100 pages for it, because even those like what you've done with the what you did as a contributor, what you got to talk. I can talk about what you did. So you covered Metroid 1 through 3. So Metroid to Super Metroid. But I also have sections like you where I talked about specific games, where I covered my thoughts on Metroid Fusion and Dread, and that sort of thing, or various other games in the same way. Not as not too often. I was in there a little bit more at a certain point, but I also cut back a little bit because I was like, I have a lot of main pitches to go about. So, yeah, it's It's been gratifying. It's also terrifying because you put it out there as like, well, do I do? Hopefully, people like this.
Well, you've got a very good editing team as well, so I'm sure it's all going to come together amazingly.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the main topic of the week, which is about Nintendo Directs. So I was mentioning this to you a little bit earlier, Derek. The only Direct we've had this year, other than the Tomodachi Life one, the only like core main Direct was a partner showcase. We've not had a main big one in quite a long time. And the Switch 2 era of Directs, I think, is mostly known for that debut showcase where we got like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Dust Bloods and Elden Ring. I guess like Welcome Tour and Dragon Drive. Like it's all that stuff, and you think like that was that's like a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
And since then, we've had some game-specific ones. We had a Mario Kart World Direct. We had Tomodachi Life Direct. We had Nintendo Today announcements with Splatoon Raiders and a few other things. We had like the Zelda movie release date, but we haven't really had core directs featuring Nintendo games in a long time. And the only time we did was when it was debuting a console. So I think that the standards have changed a bit here. So how are you feeling about where they're going with this?
I can see it from 2 points because, I think us as consumers, Nintendo fans, we always want to see what's next. Like what's on the horizon that warrants my purchase of the Switch 2. What can I play? So you want to see that info. You want to see it come out there. But the tricky thing with directs at all times was you'd finish a direct and you can maybe remember 4 or 5 different games and the rest are just a blur. Yeah. So it has this knock-on effect where you saw just a lot of cool stuff, but not all of it registers. And I wonder if that's been the reason for the switch up. Forget the pun. But so instead of like, hey, here's a Yoshi game, here's a Splatoon game, here's a Donkey Kong game, here's a Mario Kart game, here's this, and it's exciting to see it all come out all in a row. But then you're like, okay, what did they show? Okay, I think I'm really excited for that Donkey Kong game. I'm really excited for Splatoon. What else? I think there was a Yoshi game in there somewhere. It doesn't stick with you, and I think that might be the reason for the lack of these big directs.
Natalie's got an important correction for us. There was a September direct as well, but September was still a long time ago, considering we're almost in May.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think directs were sort of they were mostly popularized in the Wii U era. That's pretty much when they were born, and that was a time where droughts were real. Like people talk about Switch 2 droughts now. There has never been a Switch 2 drought. There's never been a month where there's like, there's nothing to play. That was very much the case on Wii U. Even outside of first party, like just broadening it to all the software on the platform, there were months where there just wasn't really a noteworthy game. And like directs were very important then because it's like, what are we going to be playing? We actually desperately need to know what we're playing. And that
what do you have to look forward to? What warrants you have a Wii U? What are you going to play on it? It's
exactly.
It's a big
deal.
That hasn't
been the case in the Switch era, let alone the Switch 2 era. Like with Switch, there's basically a game every month, first party wise, and then third parties were way more prominent than Wii U was. So it definitely gets to that point where like it's nice to have directs. It's nice to be excited and have a big lineup of games to look forward to, but realistically, we're never without games anymore.
No. I mean, especially with the third-party aspect. It used to be one of those things where Nintendo fans had to look over at, the other consoles and if you're exclusive Nintendo, you're like, oh, okay, I'm waiting on the next big Nintendo game because, well, PlayStation is getting Resident Evil 9 and Xbox is getting Pragmata, for example, just as out there. But now Switch 2 owners are like, oh, I can play Resident Evil 9 and Pragmata as well. So you have those games. You have the indies. So you have like stuff like Mouse PI that just came out that you can enjoy at the same time as everyone else. So now it's not a matter of I need Nintendo games so I can round out what I'm getting because third parties aren't doing the trick. You've got third parties right there with you. Not all of them are coming. Like we just got the announcement of that Assassin's Creed 4 remake, and that's not coming to Switch 2 for some reason, which seems dumb.
Especially when Shadows just came to Switch too. Like
Yeah.
Shadows was a late port, so if the sales were poor for that one, I think it's understandable why they were. But Black Flag remake, you think that'd be an easy one?
Yeah, you'd think. It's definitely one of the more well-remembered Assassin's Creeds and well-liked. So you think it'd be a knockout, but I guess. Well, I don't understand Ubisoft to begin with, so.
No, questionable little company. I say little, they're huge.
Yeah.
I think with Directs, it's a yearning that I struggle to really associate with, because I look at forums every now and then, and there are people just going crazy, losing their minds over like when the next Direct's going to be. I haven't lived like that in a long time.
No.
I don't think I mind if we're out without a Direct for a while. Literally because I have a big stack of games to play, both in the modern era and in the classic era. That there's so many things to explore that like I don't need to be feeling excitement and spending time analyzing a game that I don't have. Like I have enough time trying to find the time for games that I do have. Like maybe it's just a different point of life, because I did used to be really excited and join the people being like, when's the Direct going to be? But now these days I don't think I care.
There's a realization nowadays where all game production could stop right now, and I think every single one of us would be fine. We'd be able to. There'd be so many classic games we missed out on, games that are in the backlog that we'd be able to go back to and enjoy. But there's always excitement for the new. You want the new thing and see what comes next to get you excited again. I think another thing that helps with these, traditionally with these big directs, the Nintendo directs, is that this is where the big stuff gets announced. This is where you get your new Mario, your new Zelda, third party stuff. It's like, hey, maybe now we'll finally learn about Dragon Quest 12 or something like that. That sort of idea where I think that's the other aspect of it, is like, this is where the big stuff is. But I think Nintendo's also challenging that, because I'd put Splatoon Raiders up there with that big stuff. That's a big IP for Nintendo. That's a huge IP for Nintendo in the modern era. And for it to be its first spinoff, you'd think they want to give that all the attention it can via Direct. But by giving it one trailer via Nintendo Today, get the release out there, now all of a sudden that's the point of conversation for that day. And then the next week, or next day, here's again, talk about Yoshi. So I saw Claxton earlier talk about how the shotgun approach is like, yeah, you have so much out there, but each person's going to be attracted to something different. Not everybody's going to be attracted to that everything, but you will get an overlap, because I think back to when Square Enix was putting out a bunch of different games, and they had a lot of really interesting stuff, but because it was coming out so frequently, not everybody could enjoy it.
Yeah. I think with Directs as well, and this is something that Nintendo understands, and I don't think most other publishers do. Directs are exciting when it's a new game announcement. So if it's just like, here is the release date for a game we've already shared with you, here is a trailer for a game we've already shared with you, it's not really enough to make like the presentation exciting. It's about those brand new game reveals. And with like State of Plays and Xbox Directs, whatever they call them now, they very much, like, sometimes they have brand new game reveals, but a lot of the time it's very iterative news. And I think Nintendo, they won't base a Direct just around that kind of information. So we have like Rhythm Heaven on Nintendo Today and the Splatoon Raiders blowout on Nintendo Today. Like that stuff could have been in a Direct, but it wouldn't have held the presentation on its own. They need something bigger than that to really leech onto it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times that is the case with, especially Xbox. They like to just like, here's an update on a game coming out, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool, but then it's just talking way too long with the developer, so you kind of check out a little bit, and it's like, okay, what's next? Sony has gotten better. Like their most recent State of Play that they had, people were just constantly saying this was really good. There's a lot of good stuff here, and what do you know? There's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah,
new things that people weren't just aware of. So I think that's where it. You're right. The excitement does come from the new, or stuff that got announced a long time ago, and now we finally have an update on what it's all about, because there is, some excitement for Metroid Prime 4 when we finally got more information about that. You know?
That's another thing too, from a different perspective. If you look at Switch 2's software, I think it's gone a heck of a lot better after Pocopia. I think that instilled a lot more confidence for me. But we don't have like a core Mario, a core Zelda, and we know that stuff's coming, but it's a matter of when is it coming. And if it were the Wii U era, they would have told us by now because they were desperate to just put their entire lineup out there.
Look how early they announced Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, they put basically, in that famous January Wii U Direct, they basically just told us everything they were making for the entire generation. It was a desperate move, and they're not desperate right now. No. But we do, it would be nice to know that stuff, just as a Switch 2 early adopter. It would be nice to know when those big games are coming. And I think what they're planning to do, what they're seemingly planning to do, is to just give every game their own little spotlight. So Rhythm Heaven got a spotlight. Splatoon Raiders got a spotlight. Tomodachi Life got a spotlight. They seem to just be doing it like game by game. And there were rumors about Star Fox as well, and I saw a lot of people lost hope about whether Star Fox is even happening because there were 2 other ones. It's like we have... Like every week is a potential week. I don't think anything's canceling anything out. I wouldn't lose hope in that game.
No, I mean, if anything, it helps them be consistent. So rather than like months of nothing, and then here's a direct, and then you just get drip feed from that direct. Now it's like here's this, and while it's slow as far as here's all the announcements all at once, it's consistent. I guess the better way to put it. So you can. Might not be the thing you're interested in, but Nintendo is still putting out news about what they're doing.
Yeah. And with Nintendo as well, unlike Sony, who publish maybe 3 games a year, sometimes less. I think one year was just Spider-Man and Helldivers. Unlike that, Nintendo published like a game every month. It's like 12 or more games every year. And so like that is enough to put a presentation together. You could just have Nintendo, but they tend to pace it out. And we've also had a bunch of times where they've just announced a game and then released it 3 months later, 2 months later. Origami King was an example. They announced that just via a social media drop, and then it released in like 2 months after that. It's pretty common that happens. So if the schedule looks empty, which I don't think it even is, like we have a game every month for a while at this point. I wouldn't worry.
We got Splatoon July. We have Rhythm Heaven coming up. We just got Tomodachi Life. Like there's
Yoshi's in May.
So do we have a June game? Is Splatoon June or is that July?
I think if I remember right, I think Rhythm Heaven's like early July, and then Splatoon's late July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have a June game yet, but it'll be there.
Then Fire Emblem's either August or September, probably.
Yeah, Fire Emblem makes sense, or maybe that's the June game. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if we do get a direct, when do you think it would be, and what do you think it would be focused on? Will it be another partner direct, or do you think Nintendo will take the spotlight themselves and have it be just a standard direct that they talk about?
I
think partner directs are useful in the fact that, hey, that the shotgun approach is there because people aren't going to pay attention to individual games like whatever. But if you have a direct involved, that's how you get eyes on the lesser known titles.
Yeah, I'll give the most bold prediction I've ever given. I think Nintendo will have a presentation in June, the month where everybody does their presentations.
It might also be because of the partners. It's like, well, they got they're announcing it for this system, so we wanted to announce for this system, and we might as well announce this other stuff. So yeah, it tracks. Yeah. But
I think they've sometimes done it in July, but like it's usually June. It's usually June we have something there. And it probably is time for a main one. I think they will continue that their fairly scattershot approach. I think we'll still get like Nintendo Today announcements fairly frequently, but I can see like directs being something they just do once or twice a year now, and that's really enough to like they tend to keep things fairly close to the vest. Splatoon Raiders is like the weird anomaly where they announced it for some reason on Nintendo Today like a year ago.
Yeah, I don't get that
with no info about it. It's like a very weird teaser. And then we got the blowout today, and it's not today. We got it on Nintendo Today, like a few days ago, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's so strange that they announced it so early. It's very out of character for them.
Yeah, and it looks fun, but I also don't have an idea of what the gameplay loop actually is. The actual gameplay looks fun, but
Well,
I
let's
don't know
talk
what
about
the.
Splatoon Raiders a little bit then.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So I just get the impression that it's Salmon Run, but in a structured single player.
I mean,
That's
that
what it looks like.
seems to be the case. That seems to be the case, or have elements of the typical Octoling fights,
Yeah.
where you're just taking care of all those and maybe have some platforming in there. But there seems to be less platforming. It's definitely focused much more on the shooting, and I think it looks fine. I mean, I've always enjoyed Splatoon single player stuff, so this is kind of down my alley because I'm not good enough to be online. So this is like, oh, cool, no pressure.
Yeah. It's funny they kept calling it a single player only game when it also has 4-player co-op, which they're not really showing, but it does have it.
No.
I think it looks cool. Salmon Run's an awesome mode, and it's nice to just make it a bit more structured, a bit more of a story to it. And Splatoon single players are always cool. It definitely gives me the vibes of like Halo 3 ODST, especially because it looks very linked to Splatoon 3. Same idols, a lot of the same assets. It doesn't really look like a Switch 2 game. Maybe they push it with like
No.
enemy counts or something, but yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, I know. Our daughter, Sydney, has been a massive Splatoon fan for years. She's put hundreds of hours into Splatoon 3's online. Like she is. She kicked my ass in an online match easily, and she is hype beyond belief for this. She doesn't have a Switch 2 yet, but she's planning on borrowing one of ours so she can play it. So
it is one of those games that I look at, and I'm not entirely sure why it is Switch 2 exclusive. Maybe they push out like how much can be rendered on screen or something like that. Maybe there's mouse controls they're not talking about. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, it looks
Yeah.
good. Looks like a
She
good
was
game.
she was able to look at like this. Oh, this element is different. This element is different. She immediately recognized weapons and aspects of it that I would never pick up on, and see how like they're changing this up for this thing, or like she was freaking about things. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah. And it's nice to just explore something a little bit different. Because Splatoon was definitely on a path of being way too iterative. I loved Splatoon 1, loved Splatoon 2. I enjoyed Splatoon 3, but it got to the point, it's like, I've been doing this for a while now. I need a shake up. I still come back to Splatoon 3 every now and then, but I haven't gotten as into it as I did Splatoon 2, just because it's the same game, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of. And I'm very curious what they're going to do with it, because I think the idea with Splatoon is you're hoping for more of a spin-off rather than just transplanting the basic gameplay into a somewhat different format and get rid of the multiplayer. I think that might be the part that is throwing some people off. Like, if you're going to do a Splatoon spin-off, do a spin-off. And this is, at least so far, doesn't seem like that.
No. But the most inoffensive thing is it's a budget game. Below the usual budget game price. So this is cheaper than Yoshi. I think it's how much is it in dollars? I think it's £42, $50.
It's $50 digitally, $60 physically.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah,
That's cheaper than Splatoon 3. Cheaper than most Switch 1 games. I think that makes it a lot easier to swallow. Like looking at that game, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I also expect it's going to feel like big Splatoon 3 DLC.
Yeah, I think you're right. You can definitely see that aspect. And I guess the other idea is, do you think they chose the right idols? Is it good to keep focusing on Shiver Fry and Big Man, or would you have preferred, like, should have gotten more of Callie Marie or oh gosh, I'm blanking on Marina and Pearl.
Yeah, there might be in there maybe. Like they cross paths every now and then. I think the current Splatoon 3 lineup, they work in combat pretty well, because we've seen them in like those mech machines, and we've seen like riding on Big Man. I think they probably chose the right ones from a gameplay perspective.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's true, Denim, is that the other two have all had campaigns and DLCs. They've had the sort of their idea. I do wonder, You think it'd be a little bit more exciting if you're actually playing as those three rather than a regular Inkling?
Yeah, I think it would be. We don't know how co-op works yet. Maybe you take control of one of them if you're another player. I imagine you're probably just going to be another squid, though.
You're probably just another squid, but it is what it is. I think it'll be a fine game. I don't whether your excitement levels will definitely shift based on how much of a Splatoon fan it is, but I think at the base level it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. It doesn't really help Switch 2's very spin-off-y feel right now. Like we've had, we're about to have a Yoshi game. We've had, we've got Splatoon Raiders. We've got like Kirby Air Riders. There is like, where are all the big main franchise games? But they're fun regardless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we had our Metroid. We finally got Prime 4, so we can look forward to the next one and hope they do better.
Yeah. And we've had Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was a big
Donkey
deal.
Kong's always good, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do believe that the Switch 2 lineup as of right now is solid.
Yeah.
And we're still only in the first year. So there's definitely games coming from other studios that you're curious about, like what's Next Level up to, what's Monolith up to, what's such and such up to. And I think, again, to lead back to the main topic, that's where directs are fun, because bam, Monolith game, bam, Next Level game, bam, something you weren't expecting, surprise, here comes F-Zero, surprise, Ice Climbers is back, that sort of thing.
Watch Ice Climbers come back now. At the very least, when there isn't like a constant roll of no Nintendo games, I hope it does let people explore a bit more. 'Cause that's always been a bit of a problem. Mm-hmm. We know it as content creators, like looking at what performs and what doesn't. It can be hard to get people interested if they're mega Nintendo fans in other stuff.
Yeah,
so I hope, like, with Pragmata, with Resident Evil Requiem being as good as they are, I hope Nintendo fans explored them. I hope they tried the Persona 3 port or Street Fighter 6 or East 10 Proud Nordics or whatever else, because there's a lot of really good stuff if you're looking outside Nintendo.
People do for the most part, because there's definitely that Switch bump of where a game got put onto the Switch and all of a sudden its sales just skyrocketed. Mm-hmm. And I think there is that hunger from Nintendo fans, but as far as like, how do I put this? Normal Nintendo fans, if you're hyper fans, are the ones that have a harder time, like that do consume everything. Is the harder one to get into other stuff beyond Nintendo or talk about stuff other than Nintendo.
Yeah, it's like it's the Nintendo Forgotten Mario crowd. They're the ones that you need to try and shake up a little bit. And I think Nintendo tried to by putting Mario in different genres, like making all these Mario RPGs should be a gateway to like other RPGs, but there's always some people that don't quite go that way.
No. Unfortunately, but it's a shame too, because there's so many great games out there.
Yeah, but it is interesting what's happened right now. And I'm not sad about it. I think it's always nice to get a direct. But there's also equally there are quite a few directs which in hindsight aren't that great.
No.
Like maybe you watch them through the first time and there's like one really great game that makes you feel really good, and then like you look at the lineup afterwards and you're like, oh, that was an hour, and there wasn't actually that much in there that resonates. Yeah,
not really. And I had a thought and I just lost it, but that's all right. But it's one of those things where it's just, I think just taking a little bit at a time, and not everything's going to hit for you. Like, obviously, Yoshi is aiming way younger than most crowds are expecting. Like, people, it reminds me of the whole Kirby and the
Epic Yarn.
Epic Yarn, thank you. I was blanking on the name.
Probably
and how,
same developers.
He doesn't take damage.
Yeah.
How can this game be fun if he doesn't take damage? There's no challenge there, and yet people kind of like Epic Yarn. So
yeah, it's most likely good feel again. They seem to just do Yoshi all the time now, and that seems to be their targets. Just to not make challenging games, but make just inviting young games. It was nice when they did Woolly Worlds. That was like a nice mix between everything, but it's been a while since then.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, my son loves Crafted World. I'm not a big Crafted World guy, but he loves it. Even the stuff going back and during search and find stuff. So if he enjoyed the search and find, like go into this thing and look for this item in the level, I get the feeling he'll probably enjoy doing research on the various enemies, and he'll definitely have fun naming them.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really fully grasp what Yoshi's Flippin' Book was until Steve did that preview, because we saw in like trailers that you go into levels and you learn about enemies and you put them in the encyclopedia. I wasn't sure if that was like a little side quest or if that was the core game. That seems to be the core game.
Seems to be.
Yeah. It's just interesting at the very least. It's not just the same thing again.
Yeah. Especially because, weirdly enough, they have not done a 3D Yoshi game.
No. You can play as him in like Mario 64 DS. That's about it.
Yeah, and a little bit in Galaxy and so forth. So yeah, that's about the range of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like kids do adapt to 3D very well.
They do.
In a lot of cases, 3D I think is easier for kids than 2D is, because you're not stuck to just like going left and right. You can go anywhere. If you get stuck, you can just play and explore. Like kids do really well with that.
Yeah, it's shocking how well he picks up on these games. Like you wouldn't think of it when you watch it. It's like, huh? Like there's still bits that he has trouble with, but I don't know. He's able to pick up most games that he's interested in and just blast through them.
I mean, your kid beat Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I had to help him with bosses, but yeah, he's the main portion of the game. Beat Bonanza just fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he 4 at the time?
He started at 4. He ended at 5. He definitely got better over time and just seeing it all. So, and it's interesting to see him evolve and go to like, he wasn't interested in Mario Odyssey at first, but then he was, and he started getting into that, and then he just sees these other games and wants to try them out. So he likes to test them, and right now his big thing that he's been enjoying and having me do on occasion, because it does get puzzly. He's been really enjoying Origami King.
Oh, that's cool. Is that his first quote-unquote RPG?
No. Mario and Luigi Brothership is his first RPG.
That's right.
Which kid does not know how to do equipment well. That makes these when he decides he wants to play an RPG, it's rough, because he does not know how to spend money or equip. So there's he actually found a way to be broke in Origami King.
Amazing.
So that's interesting. But he likes the stories. He'll recognize Connie. Likes Connie as a character.
That's cool.
In Brothership, and he's gone back and played Mario RPG. Knows where to go, and it's teaching him to read. He's reading full sentences, like following along.
I think your son's probably played more Nintendo games than some Nintendo fans have.
Probably. His next big thing that he wants, and he needs to do some certain things around the house that he's been struggling with. So if he can manage it, he really wants to get Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay.
So somehow that was his thing that he got hooked on, and I tried to show him like the originals in the on Nintendo Classics, and now he wants the new one. He wants the new one. His favorite thing about the classic one is that he laughs his butt off with when Mario goes, "Get back here, you big monkey."
Yeah.
He'll go around that. It's like he said it to me once. It's like I was walking away. He's like, "Get back here, you big monkey." I'm like, what'd you just say to me? So
that alpha line is suggesting Donkey Kong 94. give him that alternative.
Yeah,
it is the better game, but I think if you give a 5-year-old a monochrome game when they're asking for this, pretty nice looking Mario VSDK game, they might not be best pleased.
Yeah. That being said, I was shocked when I was listening to sound effects of him playing stuff, and he got on Nintendo Classics, and he was playing through Mario Golf.
What, the N64 one?
The Game Boy one.
Game Boy one?
He started playing the Game Boy Color. I don't know. I couldn't tell how well he was doing it, but he started playing Mario Golf on his own.
Was he just playing like in like the adventure mode? It takes a while for you to actually get to playing golf, or was he just playing free play?
He was doing the story mode, I think. So I don't know if he actually got to golf at all.
Yeah, I
but
think
he
it takes
was
some dedication
walking
to
around
actually
his
get to the
character.
golf part. There's like a lot of text boxes.
I somehow it caught his interest. So I'm like, he's getting there. Like he's like I don't know where the push is, but his big things are Mario and occasionally Kirby. Definitely more Mario. I've tried to show him a little bit of Sonic. He's not interested in Sonic.
Oh dang! Sega got to try harder.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of Sonic to choose from on like modern systems. You either give him, Sonic Origins, Sonic Forces, Sonic Frontiers, Colors.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of gaps.
Yeah,
Generations.
there is. I could try to go for Mania.
Yeah, Mania's would be a cool one.
Mm-hmm.
They really have to just get it together and put the adventure games on eventually.
They really do.
We've been saying
They
this
really
for like
do.
a decade plus, though.
They still don't listen. That's the problem right there.
Yeah, one day.
But,
All right. Well, I think we can keep yapping for a while, but we've talked about what we want to talk about. Directs, they're cool, but do we miss them?
yeah, they're nice, but I don't need them. But I think that also again comes with us being a little bit older. You don't need, you recognize the excitement. It's just like how everybody was losing their mind on Smash Brothers rumors for the longest time. It's like, I don't care.
We've also probably been a bit harmed in war, where we see a direct and we're like, oh, we have to flip and record every trailer and post them now. That was
time it, and done. Okay, you got that one. Next one. It's, oh my god, that was the most hectic freaking time to get those all re-uploaded. And it's funny to think how I think we directly affected some things because Nintendo now just, here's the trailers. It's like as soon as it's on there, here's the trailer individually.
I always hated doing that. It wasn't your content, so it didn't feel good to do.
No.
And you couldn't just focus on it because you're recording the entire thing. How boring that was.
You had to jump right into a discussion afterwards. It's like, okay, so what happened in it? I don't know. It was announced.
Yeah. But anyway, that's enough complaining from us. We will see you next time, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Week in Nintendo. Bye-bye.
Bye.